I was in Perth a month back exploring the best food the city has to offer, and that brought me to FREDDIE STRUDELS, where I had their delicious apple strudel. It had fresh apples with high quality cream, very honestly made. I also visited CORICA Pastries for some hearty sweet treats, as well as the renowned True Bakery for some really high elo croissants. For the savoury side of things, I hit CICERELLO'S at FREMANTLE for some above average fish and chips, as well as the popular ITALIA, which had huge servings of some deeply satisfying pastas and pizzas. Their single servings were easily really Eldrick. Pastries, fish and chips, and pasta. You went to Perth to eat something you can find in any major city in the world? You there for the vibes? No, you're right. I need to have something that I can only have in Australia. What's the first thing you think of when it comes to Australia? That's right. Did you know that there are more kangaroos than people in Australia? Look at it, so cute. How does it taste? Hello everyone, I'm Eldrick, a Singaporean home cook, and in this video I'll be sharing with you guys the best food that I came across during my trip to Perth. Starting with how kangaroos taste. I got this from the local supermarket and stuck it in a pan. I know my gym bros are salivating right now because kangaroo meat is extremely lean, meaning you get a lot of protein per gram. This came pre-marinated, so I didn't have to do anything to it. Several minutes each side and I put it in my mouth. After a few chews, I suddenly had a flashback to all the times I've heard that kangaroo had a really strong gamey taste. Worse than beef, they said. They lied to me. With the kangaroo meat still in my mouth, I couldn't tell you how it tasted. It was well seasoned, but it had next to no character. It kinda tasted like a mix between cheap beef and pork. With beef, lamb or duck, there's always a distinct identifiable flavour. But here, I really couldn't tell you. Okay wait, maybe it's just because it's supermarket rule. Let's make a reservation at one of those fancy steakhouses in town. Let the pros do it, right? Somewhere like the Meat and Wine Co. Interestingly, they don't sell the roux in steaks here, only skewers. Well, good enough I guess. Super nice char on the outside, love the colour. I asked for medium rare but maybe the real medium is the rare we made along the way. I gave it a go, and again, I couldn't tell you. Not that it's tasteless, it's pretty delicious, but the distinctiveness of the flavour profile is so low. Maybe it's the treatment with juniper berries, I don't know. It actually reminded me of jiangcong luro, a common stir-fry dish we have in the region. I don't think there's ever been anyone who ate the roux and was like, ooh, I have to come back and have this again. You know what people would love to come back to? Swan Valley. This is a region about 20 minutes drive northeast from Perth City, and it's a beautiful place. Seemingly, every other family here has a vineyard, and it's just filled with gourmet local produce. You name it, honey, chocolate, ice cream, wine, fruit. There's a family specialized in it. I got myself signed up for a wine tasting session at GARBIN Wine Estate. I wish I could tell you about the wine, the wood, the tannins, the lakes, but I haven't unlocked that part of the skill tree yet. I did get crunk though. The nice lady was very patient in explaining the various flavour profiles. She even gave us a tour of the place. Although since we missed the harvest season from January to March, there was not much to see. The crops were dry and the equipment kept. If you want to see how wine is made, best visit during the first quarter of the year. It didn't take me too long to realise what the real style of Australian food was. The best thing that I tasted during my trip was their produce. Everything is so fresh and available. Just taking a walk through their most regular supermarket, like Coles or Woolworths, so much of their produce is local. And because of that, everything you cook becomes more delicious. But I wouldn't say all of their stuff is better. For example, I think you can easily get better fruit in Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, but no doubt it's fresh. As far as I can tell, they don't have a quintessential local dish like the tom yum is to Thailand, nasi lemak is to Malaysia, or sushi is to Japan. The closest one I could find was the meat pie. For that, I visited Wild Bakery, close to Fremantle. Just walking in, you could already tell that you're in for a good time. The bustling atmosphere of a busy bakery, the smells of baked butter in the air. I would have bet my last dollar that the meat pies that I was gonna have was not gonna disappoint. I got their cheesy beef pie and chicken and leeks pie, and they were both glorious. The pie crust on the bottom and the top were different. The bottom was more robust so as to support the fillings, and the top is allowed to be lighter and flakier. The fillings were deeply hearty, obviously given enough time for the flavors to develop. You can sense how much love went into it. But this love is rare in Perth. I don't think the city loves meat pies. I had about half a dozen meat pies during my stay in Perth, and this was the only delicious one. Many places don't really care. Why do I say this? Because they microwave their meat pies. Don't get me wrong, I love the microwave. It is the most efficient way to heat something up. But you cannot do that with meat pies. The microwave heats something up by vibrating the water molecules in the food. That means that for the meat pie, the wet gravy inside heats up much faster than the dry crust on the outside. So by the time the crust is even warm to the touch, it means that the inside will torch your tongue off. You then cannot bite into the pie, which you don't need a pie lover to tell you is the best part about eating a pie. You have to cut it open with a knife and fork and wait for the insides to cool, at which, what's the point of even picking it together? I get it, the meat pie is a troublesome kid. If you reheat it normally in an oven, it's hard for the insides to heat up properly before you risk burning the pie crust. I imagine you actually have to bake the meat pies in small batches, according to your expected hourly demand, meaning you can only have a few in stock, like the Wild Bakery. It's difficult and probably not very profitable to run that kind of setup, unless you're a serious bakery. But hey, maybe I'm just unlucky with the meat pies that I had. Maybe only a minority of meat pies end up in the microwave. Maybe it's Maybelline. Next up, we have... Oh, I was excited for this one. I heard that there was a fast food chain in Australia that could put the Colonel to shame. The Red Rooster. I visited this outlet near Scarborough Beach and started with their half-roast chicken. I was super fascinated with its rosemary stuffing. It's like a mini Christmas on its own, and such a disconnect from fast food cuisine for me. Very, very decent. But their fried chicken. Crispy, juices scalding you, but most amazingly, it did not taste like fast food. I have eaten a ton of fast food fried chicken. Actually, definitely more than a ton. And fast food fried chicken always has this crazy seasoning profile. Ultra tasty, a bit funky and scientific. But the Red Rooster fried chicken, it tasted real. Maybe even their fast foods are using local fresh produce. Could it be? It's not the best fried chicken I've ever had, but still delicious. Next, we are having something a bit controversial. The Halal Snack Pack, or HSP in short. This is a dish where fries are loaded with kebab meats, sauces, and cheese. According to what I read, the law is that this dish grew in popularity relatively recently, in 2016. Shop owners used the name to advertise a simple and quick way to get a halal meal, as it can be pretty challenging to find a halal meal in a diverse city like Perth. But a while after that, there was backlash that naming it Halal Snack Pack seemed derogatory. It's unclear who found it offensive. It's kind of like finding vegetarian pizza offensive. But everything is offensive to those with no defense. Anyway, some store owners have since renamed it to meat boxes or something along those lines. Whatever the name is, it's hard to not call this delicious. It's cheesy loaded fries with grilled meats and your choice of sauces. If you go with something like mayo and hummus, I mean, you have to be a real hater to dislike it. That said, your nearest kebab place can probably put together something like this. You can also find this all over Perth. I just happened upon City Kebabs. I can already smell the comments. You are not going to leave out the most iconic of all Australian foods, right, Aldrich? Something known throughout the world. Something so unforgettably repulsive or delicious. The Vegemite. Fine. First we toast up some bread with butter. Get it nice and brown, and then we slather on... What's that? No toasting? You want me to just dive in? You guys are so messed up. It smells kind of like a yeasty barbecue sauce. It's not repulsive yet, at least. Okay, let's give this a go. Ah! Did I put too much? The taste is not bad. You definitely taste the yeast in it. It reminds me of the maltiness of IPA, but it's so freaking salty. I think I put too much. This tastes like if you put beer with soy sauce and like a cup of salt and then you stir together. I must be doing this wrong. And with that, that's the last of the food that I wanted to share with you guys. A big thank you for all the Perth recommendations that you guys sent on IG. I'm not sure if we got it right, but hey, if you have a better spot, please DM me on IG. Food aside, Perth is a really beautiful city. Gorgeous parks and S-tier beaches. You get the sense that they really treasure what is natural and healthy. The people that I met were really nice and good looking too. Everyone looks like they have been eating and sleeping well. If you're into nature and healthy living, I highly recommend visiting or even staying there. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!